In a small American town, shy Aisha's vibrant cultural hair, her pride, is viciously chopped off by cruel bullies. But when she grips the same blade they used, her quiet strength unleashes a shocking revenge that flips the town upside down. Will justice or vengeance prevail? Subscribe now. Aisha walked through the halls of Lincoln High, her long, intricately braided hair swaying like a tapestry of her heritage. Each braid was a thread of her Somali culture, woven with care by her. Mother's hands every Sunday evening, the vibrant patterns told stories of her family's journey from Mogadishu to this quiet Ohio town. At 16, Aisha was invisible to most, her soft voice barely rising above a whisper in class. But her hair, it was loud, bold, a beacon of identity in a sea of sameness. She loved it, even if it made her a target. Lincoln High was a microcosm of cliques and cruelty. A popular crowd led by Kaylee Summers ruled with sharp tongues and sharper glares. Kaylee, with her perfect blonde curls and cheerleader status, thrived on power. Her posse, Chloe, Mia, and Brittany, followed her every move, their laughter a weapon. Aisha, with her quiet demeanor and striking hair, was an easy mark. They called her braids, spitting the word like an insult. Aisha kept her head down, clutching her books, pretending not to hear. But each taunt chipped away at her, a slow erosion of confidence. It started small. Notes slipped into her locker with crude drawings of scissors cutting hair. Whispers in the cafeteria about how her braids were weird or too much. Aisha told herself it didn't matter. She had her family, her books, and her dreams of becoming a poet. But the bullying escalated. One day, as she walked past the gym, Kaylee accidentally spilled soda on her braids. Laughing as the sticky liquid dripped down, Aisha ran to the bathroom, tears burning her eyes, scrubbing her hair until her scalp ached. She didn't tell anyone, not her mother, Fatima, not her older brother. Jamal, shame kept her silent. The turning point came on a crisp October afternoon. Aisha stayed late for poetry club, her safe haven where words flowed freely. She left the empty school. She noticed Kaylee and her crew lingering near the bike racks. Her stomach twisted, but she kept walking, head down, clutching her notebook. Kaylee's voice sliced through the air. "Hey, braids, time for a makeover?" Before Aisha could react, Chloe grabbed her arms, pinning her against a wall. Mia held her legs and Brittany stood guard, giggling. Kaylee pulled a pair of silver scissors from her bag, the kind used in art class, their blades glinting in the fading light. Aisha begged, her voice breaking. "Please don't. It's my culture, my family." Kaylee smirked, grabbing a thick braid. "This is America, sweetie. Blend in." The first snip echoed like a gunshot in Aisha's ears. Chunk after chunk of her hair fell to the ground, each cut a violation. By the time they finished, Aisha's scalp was uneven, her braids reduced to jagged patches. The girls laughed, took a quick video with their phones, and ran off, leaving Aisha sobbing amidst the scattered remnants of her pride. She stumbled home, avoiding mirrors, her hoodie pulled tight over her head. Her mother, Fatima, gasped when she saw her. Jamal, home from college, clenched his fists, demanding names. Aisha shook her head, too humiliated to speak. That night, she locked herself in her room, staring at the scissors she'd found on the ground where Kaylee left them. They were cheap, the kind that rusted easily, but their edges were sharp. Aisha held them, her hands trembling, not with fear, but with something new, rage. The violation of Aisha's hair wasn't just a physical act. It was an assault on her soul, a theft of her connection to her roots. Every Sunday, her mother, Fatima, would sit her down in their small living room, a space filled with the scent of incense and the warmth of Somali music playing softly in the background. Those braiding sessions were sacred, a ritual where Fatima shared stories of her childhood in Mogadishu, the bustling markets, the laughter of cousins, the strength of women who carried their families through war. Each braid was a link to that legacy, a physical reminder that Aisha belonged to something bigger than herself. Losing them felt like losing her mother, her grandmother, her entire lineage. The scissors now in her possession seemed to pulse with the weight of that loss. She didn't sleep that night, her mind racing with images of Kaylee's smug grin, Chloe's grip on her arms, Mia's laughter, and Brittany's indifference. The rage grew, a fire she didn't know she could harbor, but beneath it, a plan began to formulate, just for revenge, but for reclamation. Aisha started researching, diving into the psychology of bullying and the power dynamics of high school. She spent hours in the school library, hidden behind stacks of books, reading about how bullies thrive on control and how to dismantle it. She learned that shame was their weapon, but it could be turned against them. She began observing Kaylee's crew with a new lens, noting their weaknesses. Kaylee's confidence was tied to her social status. Chloe's loyalty stemmed from fear of abandonment. Mia cared about her art, and Brittany just wanted to belong. Aisha's poetry notebook became a war journal, filled with observations, strategies, and verses that bled with her pain. She wrote about the scissors, calling them the blade of truth, a symbol of both her wound and her weapon. She wasn't sure what she'd do with them. Carrying them felt like carrying a piece of her power. At school the next day, whispers followed her. The video of her haircut had spread, shared by Kaylee's crew. Kids pointed, some laughed. Others looked away. Aisha felt exposed, her identity stripped bare. But something shifted inside her. She wasn't the same shy girl who hid behind her books. In poetry club, she wrote a piece that burned with anger, her words sharp as the scissors. In her backpack, her teacher, Ms. Harper, a kind woman with a knack for spotting pain, pulled her aside. Aisha, your words are powerful. Use them, not just on paper. Aisha nodded, but her mind was elsewhere on the blades, on justice. She started watching. Kaylee and her friends, noting their routines. Kaylee's cheer practice ended at 5 p.m. Chloe always walked home alone through the park. Mia and Brittany hung out at the mall on Fridays. Aisha wasn't planning violence, not yet. She wanted them to feel what she felt, humiliation, powerlessness. The scissors became her talisman, a reminder of what they'd taken. She carried them everywhere, hidden in her bag, their weight grounding her. The first twist came unexpectedly. Aisha overheard Chloe in the bathroom, crying to Mia about her parents' divorce. I can't tell Kaylee, Chloe sobbed. She'd say I'm weak. Aisha, hidden in a stall, felt a pang of empathy, but it didn't erase her pain. Instead, it gave her an idea. She began leaving anonymous notes in Chloe's locker, not cruel ones, but cryptic messages about loyalty and betrayal. Who really has your back? One read. Chloe grew paranoid, snapping at Kaylee during lunch, creating cracks in their clique. Aisha's plan deepened. She hacked into Kaylee's social media not hard, since Kaylee used her dog's name as a password. Aisha posted a fake confession from Kaylee's account, admitting to cheating on her boyfriend, Ethan, the star quarterback. The fallout was immediate. Ethan dumped Kaylee in a public shouting match in the cafeteria, and her status took a hit. Aisha watched from the corner, her face blank but her heart racing. Revenge felt good, but it wasn't enough. The second twist came when Jamal found the scissors in her room. He confronted her, his voice low but firm. Aisha, this isn't you. You're better than them. She broke down, telling him everything, the bullying, the hair, the video. Jamal hugged her, promising to help, but warned her against going too far. You don't want to become what you hate, he said. Aisha nodded, but the scissors stayed in her bag. Her next move targeted Mia. Aisha slipped into the art room during lunch, where Mia's prized painting for the state competition was displayed. Using the scissors, she carved a single word into the canvas, bully. The act was precise, surgical, and when Mia saw it, she cried, her reputation as the nice one crumbling. Brittany, terrified of being next, distanced herself from Kaylee, leaving the queen be isolated. A new layer of complexity emerged when Aisha's actions began to ripple beyond the school. The viral video of her haircut had reached the local Somali community, sparking outrage and support. Aisha's family was invited to a community meeting at the mosque, where elders and peers rallied around her. A young activist, Layla, approached Aisha, offering to help her turn her pain into advocacy. Together, they organized a cultural awareness event at school, showcasing Somali traditions through music, food, and storytelling. Aisha hesitated at first, fearing more exposure, but Layla's encouragement and her mother's pride pushed her forward. The event was a success, with students who once mocked her now asking questions about her braids. Aisha felt a flicker of hope, but the scissors in her bag reminded her of unfinished business. She wasn't ready to let go of her anger, not when Kaylee still strutted through the halls, unapologetic. The event, though, planted a seed. Maybe her voice could do more than destroy it, could build something new. Asterisk, but Kaylee wasn't done. She cornered Aisha in the locker room, her eyes blazing. "I know it's you, Braids. You think you're clever?" Aisha stood her ground, her voice steady for the first time. "You took something from me. I'm taking it back." Kaylee lunged, but Aisha was faster, dodging and running out. That night, Aisha's plan took a darker turn. She followed Kaylee to a party, watching from the shadows. Kaylee, drunk and vulnerable, stumbled into the backyard. Aisha gripped the scissors, her heart pounding. She could end this now, cut Kaylee's perfect curls, make her feel the same shame. But as she stepped forward, Ms. Harper's words echoed. "Use your words." Asterisk. Aisha stopped. Instead of attacking, she recorded Kaylee's drunken rant, where she bragged about bullying Aisha and others. Aisha edited the video, blurring her own face, but keeping Kaylee's clear. It's being posted anonymously to the school's online forum. By morning, the video had gone viral. Parents, teachers, and students saw Kaylee for what she was. The school suspended her and her clique fell apart. Aisha's hair was growing back, short but defiant, and she walked taller, her poetry sharper. Asterisk. As the dust settled, Aisha faced a new challenge, her community's reaction. Some students admired her, whispering about her courage, while others feared her, calling her ruthless. Teachers were divided. Ms. Harper praised her resilience, but the principal warned her about escalating conflicts. Aisha's mother, Fatima, took her to a Somali community center, where elder women rebraided her short hair, weaving beads into the stubs as a symbol of renewal. They told her stories of ancestors who fought with wit, not weapons, and Aisha felt a spark of pride. She realized her revenge wasn't just for her, it was for every kid who'd been mocked for being different. Her poetry evolved, blending pain with hope, and she began mentoring younger students, teaching them to find strength in their identities. Asterisk. The final twist came at the school assembly. Aisha, once invisible, took the stage to read her poem about identity and resilience. The crowd was silent, then erupted in applause. Kaylee, back from suspension, sat in the back, her eyes downcast. After the assembly, Chloe approached Aisha, apologizing through tears. Aisha didn't forgive her. Not yet, but she listened. Healing, she realized, wasn't just about revenge, it was about reclaiming her voice. Asterisk. Aisha never used the scissors again. She didn't need to. Her words, her courage, had scalped her bullies' power, leaving them exposed. The town talked about her for weeks, some calling her a hero, others a vigilante. Aisha didn't care. She was herself again, braids or no braids, and that was enough. Wow, what a story. Aisha's journey from victim to victor is unforgettable. If you loved this, hit that subscribe button for more gripping tales. Drop a comment below where in the USA are you watching from. Let's see how far this story reaches.